love.
Okay, so do tell us, why are you all smiles today?
Because La Band is in the building.
This is a fangirling.
How are
It's
you?
so funny. We were talking about earlier how we only used to listen to rhythm music and this kind of dancehall music back in school. Remember Sports Day?
Sports Day kwanza. Wow.
And you guys were saying that it's so unfortunate that when we go to the club, we don't listen to such music because you're Mazim.
Yeah, because
Explain that for us.
Us guys want to jump to this type of music. Like, this is what we listened to in high school and some time after high school. And the clubs were popping then. I don't know what happened. At some point, some Niger music came and all of them just sound the same. And we just get bored in class. But as long as the ladies are happy, man, everyone is happy.
So
It's fine. Yeah.
Again, welcome in.
Welcome in.
It's fine.
This is the first time you hang out with us.
Yeah.
And how has the growth been, Levand? You took the industry by storm.
We have been okay actually. We have done a couple of things. We have a new release actually. It's called Nakupenda featuring the OG.
Tunaipenda sana.
Unaipenda?
Yeah.
Aki gosh, guys.
Also for the year we have a couple of things planned out. We have more singles coming out. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and I think that the process has been amazing because initially when we were before we had our breakthrough hit, we really struggled with just doing this music thing because we had our careers separate. So guys were like, manze mbona mna waste careers zenu kufanya hiki kitu haiwasaidii. And at some point we were starting to feel that way, but at a point things just started to work out, and it's been a good journey. Like, we're trusting the process, we're just paying our dues, like we're taking everything as it comes and trying to be consistent, especially in 2018. So like it's just been a good ride. We'd rather be here where we are at this point than where we were before we had our breakthrough. So yeah, we just
something people don't know is just how smart you guys are.
Yeah.
Could you just brag for a second?
I finished my law degree at some point. Yeah.
At least someone did.
I got you, fam. Yeah.
I finished my mechatronic engineering degree.
What is that? Oshonedoe.
So now, mechatronic is a combination of mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and computer engineering.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How about you, Joe?
I'm an ex-medicine student. I'm this close to finishing my degree now.
Look at just running herself. Calm yourself.
Mwache kusema wasanii ni wajinga.
But you know, it's so funny. Music itself is not something easy. You know, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of consistency. You have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And for me, one of the hardest things was trying to do this thing, and also that's why I said at least ulimanzalo, because I wasn't able to finish. Right? So how is that for you guys to balance both things? Because you still have to give us music. You have no excuse, and you still have to do well in your individual fields.
I think this is like the greatest challenge for me because these guys finished school and they are always in my face telling me Jojo manze. But yeah, manze. And it's all about planning your time well and doing what you can and like being careful not to bite more than you can chew. But it's not easy. But I mean, like, we love what we do.
It's like being in a relationship and having a job, you know. You have to make time for both.
Okay, speaking of relationships, our question of today is, how would you react if a man came flirting with your woman in front of you? How would you react?
Be a man about it.
What would you do?
Actually, we've done things.
What thing?
No, but no.
We overreact. That's number one.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm not for violence. Okay.
Till recently. Where?
Till recently. People are dying because of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I like what you're talking about the Because Radio from the group Radio and Weasel just passed away, and it was alleged that it was because of
it was actually
yeah. So I mean, violence seems really.
As far as our topic for the day goes, which is, what would you do if somebody came and hit on your man or woman in your presence?
Oh my God, one of our favorite listeners, Anyumbake, says she's a grown-up, she can handle her business. I just give them space, they talk, whatever they want to talk about. What I can't entertain is a guy touching my woman inappropriately or flirting with her. Wait, what do you mean you give them time to talk?
Give them time to talk.
That's a problem.
Talk about what?
I really don't like confrontation. So for me, if I saw my guy talking to another girl, I'll wait for them to finish, and then I'm gonna be like, hey dude, so what was going on? Because I really don't like confrontation. So because mkiongea nitakuja hapo nianze kuambia nini? Shut up.
Okay,
Shut up.
I think for Leban, can we answer for each other?
So.
I think Joel would do the same. I think Joel would chill and just wait for the chick to finish.
Oh, Joel.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ken, what would Fidel do?
Oh. Fidel. Wait, Buddha form.
Anti-form.
Sita fight lakini niliacha kufight.
He's a changed man. Hata mambo tu bro. I think
wewe ni kuringa unanguruma ndo wasichana wasikie kwenda huko.
And what would Ken do, Fidel?
Ken ni fala. Ken would fight. Yeah, I think Ken would fight.
Ken is my guy. Ken, you're my guy then. Even me, I'm fighting. We're all fighting. Everyone fights.
Kama
sorry.
There's a difference. Kama Jui ni wangu tena bro.
Unamwambia form?
Unakujaje? Okay, what's the situation?
But kama anajua.
Yeah, like what's the situation? Are you chilling with your girl?
Let me give you the situation. You're chilling with your girl. You guys have been kissing around, all booed up, and a guy walks up. Walks up, and then he's like, "Hey, you know, I saw you need a drink. Your drink is running low. What would you do? You just
let me tell you. In fact, slapping is good. I'll punch their face and give them their teeth to work with them home.
We here at HNH 984, we do not want to promote violence. So I would like Fidel and Ken to sit down and figure out their life.
But don't you guys want the truth?
Yes, thank you. Fidel, tell them thank you.
But on to serious matters. The band is in the building, and we want to talk about your latest single with Calligraph Jones, right? Why did you choose to do this song with Calligraph?
Calligraph has a vibe to him, and he's trending out here. And every person wants to listen to Calligraph Jones, and we thought that we have something that he can add value to. So he came with this nice vibe for Nakupenda, and he's still G in himself, and that added value to the song that we already had, and that was really amazing.
How did you guys approach him, or how did you? Because he has this whole the OG, and he just has this thing going on, like sort of not ambiance. Is that lack of a better way to describe?
Calligraph is boys with us. We've talked to him a couple of times. We've even worked together before. So what happened is we just went to him, and the thing is also in 2018, the band is trying to get our music out of Kenya also, and trying to get to international platforms and whatever. And we just felt like Calligraph was the guy who, as in terms of rap, who can do that kind of thing for us. So we went and talked to him and sold the dream to him, and he liked it. So yeah, we did the song.
So are you saying between Calligraph and Octopizzo you preferred Calligraph?
Ooh. Yeah, me I am.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean.
Mfalme ananikumbusha, this rhythm is called La Bounce Rhythm, and we have a La Band in the building, and you're listening to the best mix of music, Capital FM, and this is Hits Not Homework. Again, La Band wanatufundisha how to OD dance. I've never really understood how to OD dance.
Hata si utra bado haijashika mashinani yetu.
Haijashika mashinani. But we're having such a great conversation, and we are actually trending on Twitter. The hashtag is HNH984. Join in the conversation, and we are asking, what would you do when your significant other is flirting or just talking to another person, another person right in front of you? And Laban said they're going to fight. Anita, you said you'll fight.
Oh, hospitalized immediately. Anyway, no.
Say the truth.
No. To be honest, I'm saying the truth. My greatest fear on earth is getting into a fight and then somebody damages my face, and I do not want to risk that happening, or just getting marks in general, ending up in hospital. Because when I was in high school, there were two girls who were fighting over a guy, and one of the girls scratched this other girl across the face, and to this day she has these 4 nail marks across her face. If that ever happened to me, I don't know what oh my days, I pray to God that never happens, heaven forbid. But generally that's why I would never be confrontational. If something like that happens, I If it's out of control, I allow the guy to do what the hell he's doing and we'll speak when we get home, or I just go home and it's a wrap. I mean, surely that's
So you just leave them talking. You just leave them talking there.
Yes. What if she's one of those mamas?
You don't even throw tantrums.
I mean, I love what I heard.
All these people.
Like you don't even want to vex a bit. Like
No, you can't vex. I heard nowadays what girls are doing when a beba wembe.
Oh yeah.
In the
ati
club.
girls only, even men.
Even men.
Unekwa X
Guy.
na anakupiga ngumi katika hiyo X.
Oh wow, that is really
Or you
bad.
pull out my weave or my braids.
yes,
We
yes.
saw a video of a lady whose braids were being pulled out. People are so.
Which is fine. It's
They
better
have
than
no
Xing me,
manners.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, fair enough. You'd rather lose a bit of hair than have your face
I
damaged.
know.
But just don't get into
It'll
a
grow
fight.
back.
I mean, it's never that serious.
Yeah.
There's enough fish in the sea.
DJ John Palme anataka kuchangia. What do you have to say about the topic today, DJ Joe? Okay, fine.
We're sorry.
Wait, so while we're still speaking about love, Helen _Wambiro is asking Leband, the guys who fight aside, she's asking, with Valentine's around the corner, who among you will make my dream come true? Fighting people on one side. That's so basically that X's you guys. So guys, is anyone going to make
Atukutaki
Helen's
hata just kept baya.
But I do have a serious question though. Are you single? Each of you, are you single? Well, okay. Starting with you over there. Are you single?
I'm not single.
Are you not single?
Yeah.
Next,
Fidel?
are you single?
Where was it?
Not.
Next.
I'm single.
Oh, you're single.
That's fine.
God.
That's fine.
Hey.
That's fine.
Hey.
It's okay.
Sawa. Tunaenda mtasa hii.
Leband, I have I have another question. You know,
Aye.
when you guys started with number one with Suzia, that was a big track. Were you guys scared that the track was going to be bigger than Leband? And do you feel like number one is still a bigger track than you guys? Because I feel like that is really the hardest part about being an artist. Mtu anasikia number one, lakini hata hujui nani alimba number one.
I mean, there's been pressure trying to keep up to the hype of number one, and I think that's a good thing for us, because once we've set that standard at that point, it means that's our base level, that's our lowest, and we are only supposed to get better. I mean, we loved what we did with Suzia. It was amazing.
Really
And
amazing.
it has really worked for us.
Wait, teacher, please tell people where you heard about Suzia for the first time.
Yes, all Fidel Ajib.
Fidel.
Fidel at a
Wait, are you telling me I read the wrong information? Rumor has it
That one of
certain
you-
Suzia was somewhere around this area that we're currently
No,
sitting in.
I mean, I don't know. My problem is.
Unless you was talking
No. My problem is that they decided that I'm the one who should answer.
Why? Is that the reason why you're not single?
So Suzia was having an interview here on Hits Not Homework, and she was asked who she'd want to do a collaboration with, and she said Luban. And at that time, like, we weren't anything, you know. So we hollered at her, and we vibed for a while before we came up with what we wanted to
You
do.
vibed her, or you guys vibed about music for a while?
No comments. Yeah.
And Fidel, you have been compared to Bien
Yeah.
so many times. Have you considered working with Sauti Sol?
I mean, Kina Sautis will have mentored us for a very long time since we started doing our music thing. So I guess for us, it's just taking every nini as it comes. Because to be honest, if we would definitely be down to work with them, but when the time is right, it's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, well and good. But yeah. Na hiyo comparison pia.
I just want to remind Fidel something. Kuna time ushai kuja mtaa?
Yeah.
One day, actually, I walk into my house and alas and behold,
Yeah.
Fidel is in my house.
Why?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Explain further. What?
No,
Fidel,
guys,
explain.
hapana, wewe useme mbona nyumba yako watu walikuwa wanaingia hivyo.
The number of tweets that have come in because you said you were single, and since Valentine's Day is around the corner, everyone's asking. So now, are you willing to at least? It's like a lottery for you right now.
Joe watu wanasikia Joel.
Oh,
I don't know what to do.
the only member of the band without dreadlocks, mind you.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
Aye,
You
but
guys
why do you sound like that?
confuse
Is it you don't like any of the candidates?
I haven't even seen them, but I'll check them out.
Hashtag
I'll check.
HN984.
Yeah.
Get with the times.
I'll check them. I'll check them all out actually.
Yeah. Hey, Tracy. Anne has been smiling the entire time.
Yo.
Solo band. Another thing fans are asking for after your first and second edition of your live influence, they want to know when is the third?
It's coming this year in August.
Na when you're doing nini siwambe at least.
When you're doing nini. Live Influence is our own concert. So there is up on your place when you utatuona fully.
All of them even draw.
After our single. Yeah, but we do it once a year, and it's just us guys showcasing showcasing our music basically and showing people what we're able to do. It's live music. We normally have a bunch of curtain raisers also, so it's normally a really dope gig. You guys should come through. You guys too.
Where can they find the details once you're ready to have it in August?
On our pages, of course. Follow us on Twitter at lowband254, Instagram at low_band, and Facebook low band. Yeah, and you'll find all the details. Yeah.
When does your album drop?
we had yeah. Yeah, it is something we're actually thinking about at the moment. Late this year, or maybe early next year.
Yeah, we're just trying to work on the details. Yeah.
How many collabs do you plan to have on it?
One is out.
Na Calligraph.
Yeah, that's one of the singles in the album. Actually, we've recorded the album already.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's number one in the album?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this because...
when I heard the song...
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. I was really impressed because someone Snapchatted me and was like, you need this band on your show. And I was like, wow. Mr. Bays, your verse especially.
I know.
But I mean, all in all, we're really happy that we have a boy group like yourselves doing such an incredible thing. And I know it's not easy to come into the music industry, especially at such a time when it's so competitive. And bring me to my question. What is the hardest part about performing, about making music, especially in an industry where we're not really accepting to new cats in the game?
I think I'd say one of the things is the industry doesn't really want to absorb new people. There's not so much.
We also had a fair share of that.
Yeah, for sure. We're happy you guys are here. Woo! Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So we really struggled with pushing our music and that kind of stuff. Plus, I think one of the biggest issue for every band or artist that's coming up is fans. But when I think that's just the grind. The best thing is when it starts to happen, you remember all those things that were happening back then, and you're like, yeah, this is cool. And us guys want to change the industry. You want to be at a position where we can help people and help other young artists when they want to come up. So yeah.
So Brian Orowa from Twitter wants to know, are you going to work with international acts or are you going to stick to local acts? Because that seems to be the direction people want to work with international acts only.
Yeah, we have an eye on Africa especially. And we think Calligraph Jones is one of our international acts. Am I wrong?
Really?
No.
Yeah, anyways. But we really want to, and we're thinking about reaching out to guys out there. We want to go to South Africa and talk to Nasty C and see what he can bring. I want to talk to Wizkid, Runtown, yeah?
But ranking.
Yes, yeah. And all this, also any young upcoming guys also from whichever country. Corridebello, we hear is going to be around.
You heard from who?
Yeah.
No, imagine you guys. I feel like mnaoneanga Joel.
Yes. So wait, who are the characters? What are your characters like? Who's the bully? Who's the one who's always late? Who's the funny one? Who's the flirt?
Me and Ken are not flirts, first of all, because
the fighters we know.
That's a lie. We were lying. Yeah. This has all been a lie. Yeah. But then Ken and I are the nice ones. Joel is the bully.
Who writes your music? I'm really curious. You write all the music. Yeah. Okay, we have to say your name because they can't see.
I write most of the music, but
who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
Fidel.
Okay, Fidel.
Yeah, I write most of the music, but we're trying to all start working on these projects together, because we feel like it's important to have all aspects of writing, the aspects of writing from all of us, because it brings a diversity, and people are gonna see it in the next songs that we release.
Do you guys have a problem with people writing your songs? Because most people are not ready to accept that
they have
people write.
ghostwriters.
Yeah, they have ghostwriters.
Let me tell you, we're ready to pay people to write music for us.
All right. So if you're a songwriter and you want to write for the band, they did share their social media handles. Umesema le_band. Yes. So lastly, my last question before Anita and Anne talk. What genre are you guys really focusing on? Pop.
Yes, thank you. That is my favorite genre of music.
Why? Let me tell you why. We don't like calling our music Afropop because white people don't call their music Anglo-pop or, So, it's just pop music. People know it's African pop. We're from Africa. There's no need to tell them it's Afropop. They'll feel it in the beats and everything. But we do pop music. We get our music inspiration from the different things happening around us, the music in Africa, people, our friends, Yeah.
All right, you guys said that you would never have a woman on your team because you're pretty sure if a woman joined this boys club, you guys would be a rap.
Oh.
Amen. You're hearing John Palmer's like amen.
Joe is not even in the band.
Or a band.
It
was a one-man guitar.
But for sure,
we
wouldn't want to have a lady in this boy band. Because, it becomes hard.
Because three guys are fighting for...
Yeah.
Hawezi kuja sleepovers tukiandika ngoma.
Alafu unajua band ngapi zimebreak juu ya
sana.
Kukatia
ikifika 12.
Ama Ken aanze kumkatia.
Lakini si mko na madem.
Yeah, so why would that be a problem? It's only Joel you'd have to worry
about. Nilikuwa na joke. Ama Joel. Tuseme Joel. Nilikuwa to example. We're sorry guys.
For example.
Tusameheni. We are joking.
Would you add another guy to the band?
No.
Hey, okay, and that's because?
It's full.
We've taken time to build this. This hasn't been something that started in 2017 as it appears to be.
It's okay. As in the studio are real.
These guys have been homies for 10 years.
Yeah, because you guys used to do gigs for 2 years for free.
Yes.
For free.
Yeah.
For 3 years.
For 3.
Guy.
How did you cater for the cost that, wherever you need to go to? There's even that gig in Nakuru where they refuse to pay you after the gig.
Manze mnajuaje hizi vitu?
It's called
research.
What? Heavy.
First of all, we went to Nakuru. Let me give you a story. We went to Nakuru. We weren't paid, and then Joel got arrested.
First of all, he was slapped.
By some mama. She was just like, ingia kwa kitu.
And then it was raining. I had a vest on inside and a jacket on top. So alinifungua hivi.
Akaona vest akasema yeye ni malaya. Imagine.
Nikawekwa ndani man.
Wow.
But we catered for we needed to get into our pockets to cater for these things because we needed to get our name out there and it worked for us.
And I really like the fact that Fidel brought up the paying dues. Many people do not understand the importance of paying dues. And I always like to use the example of Jay-Z. He was actually inducted in the Songwriters Hall of Fame after 20 years because his first album was in 1996 and just last year is when he got inducted in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. So paying dues is really important. And for any young person who's trying to get into the industry, be it in music, be it in even medicine, right? Anything that it might be, you need to pay dues. Don't wait for one day to wake up and you have $10,000 in your account because that is not going to happen. Even me, I did free gigs for a while. Nimeenda huko nimeongea, nimetwerk, nimefanya sijui nini.
Kumbe tukikuwa na stage ile kwa
hustling mbaya. But I mean, I'm really happy that the band, you guys are doing incredible and all the best,
Thank you.
I have one more question. So when did you guys know you've made it? When was that moment you're like, guy, we're here?
We don't think we have.
You don't think you have?
I mean,
everyone says that.
we always say when we go to Dubai to see dolphins because of music. That's
Nazituzishike mapua.
Manze, alafu tujazika Nyayo Stadium, that's a dream we have.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, those are that's when we'll say we have tried to make it.
What's up, guys? This is LeBand. What you think? It's on the bloopers online. What's up, guys? This is LeBand.
Yeah, and you are hanging out with us on Hits Not Homework 98.4.
I see you passing in the streets on the deli, so I had to get the number so that later you can text me. Shorty looking fly like a supermodel.